Author's POV. Zoey stopped in her tracks and couldn't believe what she just heard. Who would be so damned stupid to reject someone as beautiful and powerful as Rose? So she most likely is just confused and didn't understand correctly what Rose had said. So coming back to her senses, Zoey walks to Rose and says, "It's fine if you rejected him. Most likely he was a scoundrel." But Rose's eyes fill with tears and shakes her head. "No, he rejected me. I wanted to be with him. I had a crush on him for years. He rejected me, directly and unappealable." And now Zoey's heart stopped. Someone dared to reject Rose Mayer? She is perfect. Everyone talks about how smart she is, about how beautiful and attractive Rose is, with her long hair and blue eyes, looking like a perfect supermodel. Who the hell would dare to reject her? Who did it? Zoey asks, and her heart is full of rage, thinking of thousands of ways to find that stupid man and make him pay. If there is someone able to understand Rose's pain, that person is Zoey. She felt like living in hell, and she wasn't rejected yet. She tasted only the indifference of her mate, for Rose must be even more difficult. "It's not important who did it," Rose whispers. "I'm just over what happened, but the point is that I am able to understand you, Zoey. That's why I feel responsible for you. You are my Luna. You are the woman our goddess chose for my brother, for my pack. I don't believe in whims when it comes to bondmate." Yet she accepted the rejection, Zoey thought. She must have accepted the rejection, otherwise she would live in great pain. "Who was he, Rose?" Zoey asks and comes closer, hugging Rose. "Let the bygones be bygones," Rose said and avoided the answer. "And now that we are friends, we can do the same thing." "But he must be stupid to reject you. Did he say why he did it?" But Rose shakes her head. "No, he said that he doesn't want me, and that was all. I accepted his rejection, and we continued to live our lives." The thought that her mate must be someone in the pack made Zoey even more furious, but she let it go and hid her emotions for Rose's sake. "You are right, Rose," she whispered. "We share a lot of drama," and giving her a genuine smile. Zoey felt for the first time in the last 5 years that she really found a good soul who will accept her as her friend. "So we are friends?" Rose asked in return. "When did we say that we are not?" Zoey mocked her. "I am going to my room to change," and as soon as she said that, she realized that all her clothes were in Nana's house under rubble. She turned around and looking at Rose, she gave her a forced smile. "Rose, do you have something to wear for tonight?" And pointing to her outfit, she said, "This is all my closet. I need to change into something more comfortable and sleep, because this day was too much. I can't hold it anymore." "Are you skipping dinner?" Rose asks as she returns with a pile of t-shirts and leggings, and she places them in Zoey's arms. "Yeah." And without realizing that Rose will feel bad for her, Zoey says, "We rarely had dinner. Usually we are skipping dinner since your brother." And she stopped right there, seeing the horror on Rose's face. "I am sorry," she continued. "It's healthier to skip dinner," she joked. "It keeps you fit." And she started to laugh. "Just look at me. I am super slim and fit. I should thank your brother for that," and forces herself to laugh even more. "Are you sure?" Rose insisted, but Zoey just waved her arm in the air. "Yeah, now I need to take a shower and escape from this hospital scent that's all over me, and then to sleep. I really need this." But before she left the room, she turned around and with the most sincere words, she said, "Thank you, Rose. You are an unexpected surprise for me." "For nothing, friend," Rose answered back. "From now on, we have each other. Just remember that no matter what Tristan decides about you, you have me." Zoey just nodded, and her heart was filled with gratitude. The sun has risen on her street after so much time. Can she dare to hope that the hard times are coming to an end? She enters her new room and looks around. Everything is beautiful and luxurious, and she can only remember the times when her parents were alive and she was playing on Alpha's floor. A lot of things have changed, but the place is still beautifully arranged. Her new room is a neutral bedroom. You can't say if this room was prepared for a woman or for a man. In the bedroom, luxe, textural fabrics in a range of rich, neutral hues create a restful vibe. The bedroom is designed to open to a balcony, where Zoey can see a flower garden by way of French doors. There is a king-size bed with assorted quilts with the nude color of the walls. On the wall where the bed rests, there are some golden accents that make the room look royal. There is also a closet from the floor to ceiling, and Zoey opens its door. It's empty, so she places the clothes Rose gave her and takes only a large t-shirt and a pair of panties that still have a price tag tied on them, so they are new. She turns around and looks at this beautiful room and pinch herself. At least until she gives birth to her pup, she will stay here. She needs to enjoy this time of peace, because after the pup arrives, everything will change. In front of the bed, on the opposite wall, there is a big chifforobe filled with pillows, blankets, and towels, and next to the chifforobe are two doors. One is blocked. She tries to open it, but is blocked with a key from the other side, and the other door opens to the bathroom. She needs that shower, she said in her mind, and without a second thought, she entered the bathroom, but she finds there a large hot tube. The last time she had the chance to rest in a hot tube, she was 12, so she steps inside, leaving the shower for another occasion, and she takes her time to the point that she fell asleep in that hot water. This was so relaxing, and her tired body simply sank in that warm water. She dreamed that she was happy, that she was with Tristan, and they were acting like mates. He was holding her in his arms in her dream and kissed her lips. But as the dream was becoming more and more sweet, she heard her name being called. "Who the hell is ruining my dream?" she asked, and she pouted her lips and yawned. She stretched her arms, but she hit something while she did that. "Open your eyes, Zoey," she heard Tristan calling her, and tingles started to run all over her skin. Why does this dream seem to look so real? Because it is real? Tilly laughed in Zoey's mind, and the moment she heard that, she opened her eyes just to see Tristan towering her. She raised her head and looked around. She was in the middle of her new bed, but how the hell did she land here? She was taking a bath. "Holy fucking shit!" she whispered and looked at her body. She was wrapped in a towel she was damned sure she didn't wrap, and looking at Tristan, she suddenly realized what happened. He saw her naked. "Tristan Mayer!" She screamed in horror. "Get out!" But Tristan's hands were holding her hips tight, as he was unable to let her go. Not after he saw her naked, not after he appealed to all possible self-control in order not to mark her while she was laying naked in his arms. Viggo made him lose control. He heard her when she entered the bathroom, and an hour later she was still in the bathroom. At the beginning he ignored her, because he made an oath to ignore her, but Viggo tormented him until he opened the adjoining door between their rooms. He called her again and again, and in the end Viggo almost broke the door, just to see her sleeping in that hot tube, almost drowning. "I said get out!" Zoey almost screams and pulls the quilt over her naked body, but Tristan already saw everything that was there to be seen. "Get out!" And Zoey was so damn scared seeing him like this. His eyes were glowing, and she was sure that he was furious, that he would attack her, and almost having a panic attack, she hits him while she was trying to hide from his gaze, making him realize that he lost control. Tristan takes a step back, still watching her legs appearing naked from under the bed sheets, and all he could do was to close his eyes and take a deep breath. "You are ruining everything," he said without looking at Zoey. "I allowed you to stay here, but if you bother me again, you are out of this house. Am I clear?" Zoey just nodded, having no idea what she did, and she thought that maybe he was furious because she hit him, trying to defend herself. "I am sorry," she whispered with watery eyes. She was just having a bath. How the hell did this shit happen? Tristan looked at her one more time and walked back to his room, closing the door with the key and making Zoey realize how he got in. She ran to the door, and looking around, she pushed the chifforobe and blocked the door. Something like this can't happen again. Her hands and her legs were trembling, and she just held that towel tight. Her heart was beating like crazy, and there was only one thought in her mind. Why was Tristan so furious? She didn't ask for his help. It was his chance to escape from the bondmate. Why did he save her from drowning? But most of all, why was he so turned on in her presence? He said that he is disgusted by her presence. His eyes and his actions were telling her another story. That was not disgust, but pure lust. Author's POV. In the morning, everyone was already having breakfast when Tristan arrived. Nico and Mason were talking about training while Rose was eating in silence, clearly affected by something, but she was spaced out. Tristan looked around and frowning, he sat down at the table. He was sure that he would find Zoey here, and she would force herself on him, but she was nowhere to be seen. This should make him feel happy, but surprisingly his heart was uneasy. "Where is Nana?" he asked, trying to find what was interesting to him, bypassing the most obvious question. Rose placed her knife and her fork on her almost untouched plate filled with food, and as if she was giving him an invisible punch in his face, she asked him directly, "If you want to know where Zoey is, you can ask me directly." Hearing her, Tristan's blood pressure reached dangerous levels, but he suppressed his need to beat his own sister and started to eat, ignoring Rose. Why would he care about that bitch? Mason asks as he leans back on his chair and laughs at Rose. That worthless woman has nothing to do with him. Pardon me? And Rose hit the table with her palms, making all the plates to shake. And who the hell do you think you are to have a point in this issue? His beta, Mason answered back in an arrogant voice and pointed to Tristan's direction. And you are? But Nico placed his hand on Mason's shoulder. Yola, that's enough, man. She is Tristan's sister and your alpha female at this moment. Show her respect. And he didn't even look at Rose as he said that. It's funny that you are saying that now, Rose almost whispered, and she saw Nico staring at her with strange eyes. But you are right. I am the alpha female of this pack. And pointing her finger at Mason, she commanded him. So shut the fuck up and stop interrupting me when I talk. Will you shut up? Tristan suddenly growls. I asked you where Nana is. I don't care about that woman until she gets pregnant with my pup. So for the last time, where is Nana? You are a fucking pig, Tristan. I can't believe that mom and dad raised a dickhead like you. Rose scolded him, and she got up and left the room before Tristan could stop her. Your sister is more and more moody, man, Mason mocks Rose. Find her someone to mate with, or she will kill our brains with her tantrums. What the fuck are you talking about? Nico asks, pissed off. Didn't you see how she addressed us? She acts like she is some fucking diva, and motions to his head, implying that Rose is sick in her head. She needs to show us respect. Just shut up, Mason, Tristan says too, and he gets up even if he barely touched the food on the table. She didn't find her mate, and she must feel lonely. Stop tormenting her. She is your alpha female right now, and if you mock my sister, I will break your legs. But seeing that Tristan is leaving, Mason followed him. Where the hell are you going? We have business to discuss. Tristan didn't even look at him as he said that, annoying Mason. Tristan, I am looking for Nana, and Tristan looked around, sniffing the air. Nana? And Mason almost had a stroke. You are looking after that bitch. One more word, Mason, just shut up. And this time Mason could see that it was Viggo who was trying to take control. I can't believe that you are a Nancy Pansies, Mason said, mocking Tristan, and left before he would end beaten. Tristan frowned, and looking around, he found the trace he was looking for. He walked to the basement, where all the laundry and the washroom were placed, and he saw that Nana was there with Zoey, sorting the clothes of those from the pack house. Why the hell is she here? He asked himself and clenched his fists when he saw them arranging the clothes of some warriors. He watched them for minutes, and because of the strong scent of detergent and soap, he could hide his scent from the two women. Nana sat down on a chair, and she started to iron the clothes while Zoey was folding them. She shouldn't tired herself to working for the entire pack house, Viggo said. She is my Luna. She should be pampered and rest all day long. But Tristan said nothing. He watched her for minutes as her tiny hands were working, and before he knew it, images from the last night, from his fantasy during his shower, appeared in his mind. Those hands. Alpha? Nana said, making him startle as he realized that he spaced out. What are you doing here? Alpha. Again, Alpha. He hates being called like this by Nana, and Tristan realizes that his good work made Nana change her attitude regarding him. What are you doing here, Nana? He asks as he comes closer, ignoring Zoey. You should rest. Come with me. But Nana shook her head. And let my goddaughter here? At least I am helping her. I can't stay in my room all day long. I need to work too if I am here. But Tristan took her hand in his hand. And here you are wrong, Nana. You are here to get well, not to work. Don't make me use my alpha command on you. All this time Zoey listened, and she was facing Tristan with her back. She didn't look at him. And how could she after he saw her naked? After she heard him grunting like a pig and moaning from his bathroom that was glued to her bathroom and shared a wall? How? She was too ashamed to turn around. But Zoey, Nana almost begged. "Let's take you to the hospital, Nana," Tristan said, and he tried to pull Nana after him. Nana stopped him, and feeling her tormented heart. In the end, Zoey turned around, but she didn't look at Tristan. She only looked at Nana. Her eyes were red. Did she cry? Of course she cried. She cried all night long. She cried for a lot of things. For missing her parents, for feeling alone, for being poor, for losing her status, for being rejected without being literally rejected. Now she lives again in a pack house, but every single minute here is making her feel sick. And that's because of Tristan. She smiled sadly at Nana and said, "Alpha is right, Nana. You should follow him to see that doctor. We are here exactly because you need a doctor, so please don't ruin my efforts." And those words went like a knife in Tristan's chest. So she is making efforts to live in his presence? Did anyone ask for your opinion? Tristan mocked her, and this mean reaction made Zoey look directly into his eyes. Even the dog eats the leftovers from the master's table. So take this like a leftover, Alpha. I said nothing wrong. Tristan clenched his fists. This woman is too much. Every time she mocks him and closes his mouth. Because she is strong and smart, not like all those bitches you slept with. Our mate is the smartest. Nana just bent her head and started to walk, fearing that she would cause more trouble for Zoey. And as soon as she did it, Tristan followed her. "Damn it," Zoey whispered when she was finally alone. "Why is he so mean, Zoey?" Tilly asked and cried. "I would like to be able to turn back time, but I can't." Zoey tells Tilly, and she leaves the basement and even the pack house, going to the backyard area. "I should have never offered myself as Tristan's surrogate. I get it now. It was a mistake, but that's the fact. We are under a contract. We are almost his slaves." "What are you telling me?" Tilly asks, and Zoey can hear her sobbing. "We are stuck here, Tilly, and that's a fact. Until Nana gets well, until I will find a way to share my baby with Tristan, we are stuck here, so stop putting on a drama. Life sucks. That's the truth. Now we need to make heaven out of what we have. Serving Rose, cleaning the pack house, washing clothes. We can do it." "What about Tristan?" Tilly whispers. "I feel sick when he is around us. How is that he is not affected by the bondmate? How can he live so freely and smile as if nothing happened?" Zoey closed her eyes and took a deep breath and lifted her face so that the sun could kiss her skin. "It's his right to act this way, the same way it is our right to ask for respect, for love and care. He doesn't want us. That's all right, Tilly." And saying that, she opened her eyes and started to walk to a part of the garden where Rose was sitting in the shade of the trees and reading. "We are brave, Tilly. Remember why we are doing this. It's for Nana." And she smiled at Rose as she approached her. She was ready to take a seat next to her, but before she could do it, she saw something moving behind the trees in a high speed. At the beginning, she was startled, not being able to understand what was going on. The pack house area was the most secure part of Crescent Moon Pack, so she thought that she is hallucinating. "What are you looking at?" Rose asked, and looked in the same direction, squinting her eyes. "I don't know. I saw something," Rose whispered, "but it was just an impression." And relaxing a little bit, Zoey asked, "What are you reading?" and looked at the book in Rose's hands, but she started to laugh. "Nicholas Sparks' book? You should not feed yourself with romance, Rose. Romance is not for us." Rose smiled at Zoey and pointed to the book and said, "Hope dies last. Until my last day on this earth, I will believe that my time to be happy is close. Are you hoping to get a second chance, mate?" And Zoey was really curious who rejected Rose. "No, happiness is in our hands. Reading makes me happy, so I am sitting here and reading a book full of sweet shits. Who needs a man to be happy when you have Nicholas Spark?" And she started to laugh. But while they were relaxing, suddenly Zoey's heart stopped, and grabbing Rose in a spectacular high speed, she pushed her behind her and screamed in horror. "Run, Rose. We are attacked by rogues." Tristan's POV. Alpha, Nana tells me, there is no need to assist me to the doctor. I can do this by myself. You must be busy. I don't want to hold you back unnecessarily. Alpha? Vigo asks, and he growls at me. Even Nana is treating us like shit because of you. And I would lie if I wouldn't be upset because of her, but she is one of those people I can't relieve my anger. I love this old woman and what she represents in my life, even though she is holding grudges with me because of Zoey. Alpha, I ask her in return. What happened to Nana that I remember her calling me her little boy? Did she disappear just like that? Nana looks at me with sad eyes. She is sick, but this gaze is not because of her illness. It's because of Zoey, for sure. Everything that is touched by this woman goes into chaos. I am furious because of you, Alpha, she said, and she barely refrains from growling at me. All I want in this world is for Zoey to be happy, and that statement made me angry. I was sure that she is sad because of Zoey. You know that she should be dead for what she did, Nana. Why the hell are you still defending her? Isn't it enough that I let her stay here and I didn't force her to become a rogue? But my remark made Nana even more upset. Do you even know how her life was after you showed her the great mercy you are implying you offered her by not forcing her to become a rogue? Nana asks, and she has tears in her eyes. Do you think that you are the only one that lost something that day? She lost her parents too, Alpha. And more than that, she lost her home, her friends. She lost everything she knew. And now Nana's tears started to flow down her cheeks, and suddenly I feel like a jerk for making her cry. Nana, you weren't there, I say, trying to remain calm and wipe her tears with the tip of my fingers. But Nana slaps my hand, shocking me. And you weren't there either. So how the hell is that you are judging her so hard? She is right. I wasn't there. It was Mason's father. Mason was there too, as he was training with his father and some of his warriors. He explained to me what he saw. She is responsible for my pain. I would do anything to change the past, but I can't. I send her away, and I will change everything after she will offer me a strong heir. I will make her leave the pack, so no one here would be tormented by her. But until then, I need to bear with it. I need to tolerate this pain in my ass. You don't care, Nana says out of nowhere, making me realize that I spaced out. No matter how much I would beg you, no matter how many arguments I would present in front of you, you already decided in your mind that she is guilty. You are so unhappy in this life, Alpha Tristan, that I almost feel sorry for you. And this time Nana stops from crying. Do you know that she wanted to die? Nana asked me, and that moment my heart stopped. She can't die. Not now. Actually, never. She still has a lot to pay for that unfortunate day. And not once, but for so many times I thought that she would freak out in the end and that she would collapse for good. I wanted to die too. Nana growls again at me, and I realize that we are in front of the hospital and people are staring at us. Stop talking nonsense, Nana, I say, trying to make her calm down because she is damned agitated. She has a little in shifts. This is the reality, Nana tells me in a harsh voice. You don't like it? Well, no one cares, Alpha Tristan. If you ever cared about me, if you recognize me as your nanny and appreciate the fact that I raised you on my knees, you need to stop tormenting Zoey. She had enough. I had enough. Even you had enough. When will all this hatred end? And she starts to enter the hospital, but she stops for a second and turns around, she tells me. She is so strong, Alpha, but in the end, even the strongest stone breaks into pieces. Make her free. Break that contract if you don't want to keep Zoey by your side. She deserves more. She deserves love and happiness, not the shit you are giving her. Just reject her so she would be free from you. And with that, she continues her way into the hospital. People are staring at me, and I realize that Nana just scolded me in front of them. What are you looking at? I growl at them, and I am at my limit. It is the first time after so many years when someone put me in a corner and blew down my walls. I feel almost naked in front of the entire world because of what Nana said. And what the hell was that idea of her wishing to die? I am not such a mean person to provoke her death. No? Vigo growls at me. You are as sweet as a unicorn, and the day she came into your office, you didn't almost kill her. If it wasn't for Nico and Mason that day, she would be dead. He is right, but that was the only time I exaggerated. And that day when you forced her to clean the entire pack house on her 16th birthday, Vigo growls even louder. Or when you refused to claim her and made her feel like shit, I felt her emotions that day. She was in hell and you were happy. I get it. I acted like a jerk. I didn't use force, but I humiliated her constantly. You know what, Tristan? And this time Vigo is damned serious. Nana is right. You are punishing her because of something you didn't witness. Have you ever asked yourself why she would kill her own parents? Our parents, I get it. There could be some reasons invented, even if you know that she loved them and she was like their own daughter. But why hers? Why would she put someone in danger? She was the sweetest girl back then. Mom adored her. We have no idea what happened that day. But I know. Mason told me what happened. Who had the most to gain from all this madness? Vigo suddenly tells me. What? I stop in my tracks and stare. What does he mean? I asked you something, Vigo commands me, and I hate when he is doing it. Who had the most to gain from all this madness? We lost something. Zoey lost more, even if you refuse to admit it, but who was the most advantaged in the story? I know that he wants to convince me to accept Zoey, but this is too much. Vigo must be stupid to come in front of me with this idea. It's not an idea, it's a fact. Mason's family became the beta and Nico's the gamma. Shit, I can't continue this madness and forcing Vigo to take a step back. I transform in wolf form and start to run to the pack house. As if it wasn't enough that I am having a fight with Vigo every single day because of the bondmate, now because of her Zoey, Vigo tries to separate me from my friends, implying stupid things. I run for minutes, and when I reach the pack house, I run directly in the backyard where I have some clothes hidden. I can't transform in the front of the pack house and enter in naked inside the house. I am right behind the corner when I hear Zoey screaming, "Rogues, we are under attack!" Tristan's POV. For a second, I thought that what I heard was an illusion, and I just blocked in my track, but the next second, Rosie screams in horror, and I hear her crying. But there is not rotten smell in the air, and I can't feel the presence of any rogue here. What the hell is going on? Rosie screams again. Let her go. This is not a game. This is not her attempt to distract me. This is real. I jump over the fence that separates me from the backyard garden, and nothing could have prepared me for what I just saw. Zoey in human form defending Rose. My sister is collapsed to the ground, and she is screaming in horror, most probably having a panic attack. Since our parents died, she has a mental allergy to rogues. But what shocks me is not Rosie's reaction. I saw that before. What shocks me is Zoey's actions. She practically protects Rosie, making herself a target. She is placed between the rogues and Rosie, not allowing them to come closer. "Run, Rose," she commands my sister using a powerful voice that I never heard it before. Damn it, she sounds like a Luna. "Don't stare like a stupid," Vigo yells in my mind, making me realize that this is the worst moment to start to marvel about the mate I hate. I ran directly to her, and I saw her grabbing a rogue by his neck and kicking him hard. But while she is doing that, another rogue attacks her. There are at least 6 rogues, and what shocks me is that they are ignoring Rosie, and all of them are after Zoey. Something is not right here. This is not right at all. I would like to understand what is happening here, but there is no time for that. And growling, I jump in the air and grab one rogue between my claws and fangs, leaving him dead on the ground. "Mason, Nico," I mind-link my beta and my gamma. "We are attacked by rogues." "We are not," Mason says with calm. "I am watching an action movie in the Packhouse's theater with Nico, and we are Finn." But I cut him. Rosie is hurt, and I'm fighting with them. And all I can hear is a big shit, and I see them jumping through the windows and coming in my direction. I am watching everything with alert eyes, and something inside me must be broken because I am scared. I fought rogues before. I am not scared doing it. I am scared for Zoey? Impossible. What the fuck is wrong with me? It's like being suffocated as the fear of losing her is engulfing me. My heart beats so fast that I can hear it in my ears. I try to catch up with the emotions that are attacking me, and I didn't realize when someone I never saw in my life steps out from the shadow, as if he has been watching us since the fight started. "Give this woman to us," this rogue says as he comes from the woods. I frown as I realize that he hid his scent too. What is wrong with this rogues? Are they rogues or just pretending? Who is he talking about? Rosie or Zoe? The moment he said that, these rogues that are still able to fight stop from attacking Zoe and take a step back. Give us the woman. No one needs to die, he tells me. Seeing that the rogues have stopped, Zoe runs to my sister and I see her checking Rosie without even looking at me. What happened here? Nico says as he finally reaches us, and seeing Rosie on the ground crying hard, he runs to her and lifts her in his arms, holding her in a very protective way. I don't like him touching my little sister like that, but I will deal with him later. Just give us the woman, Alpha, and we will leave. That rogue says again. I have no idea what he's talking about, and as I am ready to growl at them when Mason comes by my side and takes an attack posture. You can't have my sister, I tell them. They want a woman. Just give Zoe and we will be fine. He tells me, using our mind link. We can't let them have Rose. She is your only relative. No one needs to die. Mason suggests. To give Zoe to the rogues? My heart starts to beat faster and faster, and only the thought of her in the hands of them, doing God's knows what is making me lose my temper. I ignore his ridiculous suggestion because he is pissing me out. Shut up, I growl at Mason and motion to Zoe to step beside me, and even if it seems hard to believe, she submits to my command and she is doing it, leaving my sister with Nico. I am ready to attack the rogues, but I am almost knocked out when the rogue that looks to me like their leader says, Who wants your sister? We want the brunette one, and they are pointing in Zoe's direction. You want her? I ask, pointing to Zoe and growling loud enough so that the entire pack could feel my anger. All I know is that here Zoe was the one in danger all this time. It was never about my sister. These rogues were after her. This is the only thing in my mind right now. Yeah, give her to us. Our boss wants her. Boss? Someone wants my mate? Mason looks at me with a blank face. Man, what would you do? Should I let them have my mate? She will be killed before she would be able to leave the area of the pack house. I should be happy for that, but she owes me a pup, and thinking that she is my mate, the thought of giving her to the rogue is horrifying. Vigo is full of rage right now, and he transferred his emotions to me, so all I want right now is to see all these rogues dead. Until I finished my idea, all our warriors surrounded the area. These rogues have no chance against us. I was able to fight with them by myself, but I needed to protect my sister and my surrogate. Now that is not the case anymore. They want Zoey Carter. They are here for her. But why should I listen to them and let them have my stupid mate? No, they can't have her. She is mine. Zoe's POV. Tristan growled at the man who is after me. He really did it. I was expecting for him to let them have me, but instead he decided to start a fight just to protect me. Why would he do that? He doesn't want me in the end, so what is at stake of his actions? I see him shifting into a great black wolf with blue eyes. He is so big. What a magnificent wolf he is. He is a masterpiece. It was a while since I saw his wolf, as I wasn't allowed to come in his presence since the bondmate issue, and right now I can hear Tilly praising his appearance, and I am shocked to admit it, but he really looks great. Tristan growls at the rogues, and even Mason transforms and is ready to shed these rogues in pieces. The only one who is still in human form is Nico, and he lifts Rosie from the ground and says, I will make sure she is safe, and I will come back ASAP. Tristan must be mind-linking him because Nico just nods and motioning to me he commands me. Follow me, Zoe. What? I stare at him and I'm not moving from my place. No, if these rogues are after me, it is my fight. Is no one else's fight. I am the one who needs to put them down. Now, Zoe, Nico says pissed off. I need to come back. But instead of that, I jump in the air and shift in wolf form. I will not hide. I might be untrained, but I am beta blood. I will not step aside when I need to fight. It is in my blood. I see Nico stepping back when he sees me, and for a second he is shocked. But without another word, he turns around and runs to the pack house. I am bigger than he is in wolf form. I am sure of that. I am small in size in human form. But when it comes about Tilly, that's another story. I step beside Tristan, and now he is placed between me and Mason. I can see how furious he is with my actions, but again, I am not a coward. If this fight is because of me, I must be a part of it. You would better not get wounded. Tristan mind-links me. I don't want to postpone the contract again, only because of your negligence. Is this why he is pissed off? He is afraid that he won't get his pup? Selfish jerk. I would like to kick his ass right now, as a strange power starts to run through my blood veins, but I stop from doing it the moment I see the rogues attacking him. Tristan kills the first rogue before he could be touched by him, and I grab the next one and hold his on the ground. I know that I am able to fight with them. I did it 2 weeks ago, when I was attacked by rogues and I survived. I cut the rogue's neck, and I see blood splattering on the ground, and right at that moment, the leader of the rogues looks in my direction. Of course my boss wants you, just look at you, and he laughs like a madman, making me feel uneasy, to the point that I almost lost my focus, and when I realize that I see one of the warriors on the ground, with his arms and legs bitten by the rogues, I get mad, for good. Mason is fighting one rogue and Tristan another, so I jump in the air directly on that rogue's back. I elongate my claws, ready to kill the rogue and save the warrior, but before I was able to do it, another rogue comes out of nowhere and puts me down, rolling with me on the ground. I can see the horror in Tristan's eyes, and he kills the rogue in the next second coming in my direction, but the rogue bites my neck. One move, and I am dead. His fangs are piercing through my skin. Step back, the leader of the rogues growls, making everyone stop from fighting. He comes in my direction and grabs me by my throat, signaling the rogue that was holding me to leave. Don't touch her. Tristan growls out of nowhere, but the rogue starts to laugh at him. That would be impossible for me, Alpha Mayor, as I came here especially to take her with me. Someone wants her. She is just a burden for you. So let's end this here. My people died in your hand, and your warriors are wounded. It is enough to take her with me, and we can consider ourselves even. The rogue's claws are piercing through my skin, and seeing that Tristan is not giving him the approval to take me, he presses them deeper in my throat, making me scream in pain. I look at Tristan, and his eyes are piercing through my heart and my mind more deeply that this rogue's claws in my skin. He would kill me right now if he could for not listening to his command. But if I die, that's it. It's not like I have too many reasons to live for. At least no one will die again because of me in Crescent Moon Pack. Taking a deep breath, I force myself to calm down my racing heart. I wanted to fight and prove him that I am strong. It was a stupid idea, I get it now. I had a lot of stupid ideas in the last period, but he is always telling me about how weak I am. Today, I proved him how wrong he is. Let her go, Tristan says through his clenched teeth. Most probably, if I don't die in this rogue hands, he will kill me later. He is furious. Oh my goddess, I feel like laughing right now. Tristan wants to save me just to kill me later by himself? I said let her go, he growls again, even louder than before, but I lift my hands in the air as if I surrender. Mason is staring at me, and from behind I see Nico coming in a rush, but he almost stumbled and fell seeing me in this position. He looks at Tristan, but Tristan says nothing. There is no need for anyone to die here because of me, I say, using all the courage. I will come with you. Just stop fighting. I am not worthy for people to die because of me. What the fuck are you talking about? Nico asks in pure shock. You are our Luna. And the moment that word slipped out of his mouth, the rogue that was holding started to laugh hysterically. Luna? And motioning in my direction with his head, he asked Tristan, This miserable woman? She is your Luna? Tristan clenches his fists, and I see him coming in our direction, but after one step, the rogue hits me in my head damned hard, making me feel dizzy. That changes the rules of our game, Alpha Mayor, he mocks Tristan. Actually, it changes nothing. I will die today for sure. As soon as I am out of Crescent Moon Pack, I will try to escape again. I will not become a victim again. I would better die than letting this rogues to have me. Touch her again, Tristan says, and in the next second the rogue hits me again, this time harder. I winced and cried out in pain, feeling the blood trickle down my face. Tristan's eyes snapped up seeing me like this. I've got this, he mind-links me in a calm voice. Don't be scared, Zoey. I believe that it is the first time in the last 5 years when his voice is not harsh, when he is not mocking me, or maybe he is, but my wounds make me hallucinating. I just smile at him as the darkness starts to encase me in its fog. I closed my eyes, ready to die, and the moment I did it, I felt peaceful. All the noise around me disappeared. All the fight was somewhere in the back of my mind. No one can save me today. Not even Tristan, because the rogue's claws are now deep in my flesh, cutting my throat. My knees shook, and that was the last thing I remember as I blacked out. Author's POV. The moment Zoey fainted, Tristan's heart stopped. It's hard to explain his feeling. He felt the same was 2 weeks ago when he realized that she was attacked by rogues. She broke him that time, made him look like a puppet because he haven't been able to focus since that moment. So he is fighting with himself to reject this pull that is forcing him to be around her. She is alive. He kept repeating in his mind as if he was trying to convince himself that the situation is not bad at all. But Viggo lost his control. There was nothing to think about. His fated mate was captured by rogues and she was wounded. Again. She was wounded not because she was weak, but because she was brave and tried to fight. Man, Mason insisted as he tried to stop Tristan from following the rogues. Let her go. Isn't this what you wanted in the end? She may be your fated mate and our Luna, but she is not good for the pack. You already know that. That's exactly what Tristan said to himself in the last year. She is not good for him, and then he came with the idea of having a pup and allowed her to come around again. But he doesn't want her, so why is his heart racing? Are you sick in your head? And this time it was Nico the one who spoke, and he pushed Mason away from Tristan. He pointed in the direction where the rogues took Zoey. They said that they will kill her in no time if someone follow them, and that's why Tristan is blocked in his tracks, realizing that he just lost her. They took her right from under his gaze, and he was not able to stop them. He lifted his eyes and looked at Mason and Nico, also at the warriors that assisted at this scene, and there was nothing to be told. Who fucked up again? He did that again and again with Zoey to the point that now he lost her. This was never a part of his plan. He thought that he wouldn't care if she dies or lives, as much time it is in his power to decide that. Find her, he suddenly growled as the panic took him in its embrace. Why are you looking at me? Find her and bring her back. She will leave this pack when I say she can leave. It is not in her power to decide when she dies. I didn't allow her to leave me. And everyone looked at him in horror. What the hell was wrong with him? He acts like a madman. If she dies. Viggo says broken-hearted, but Tristan pushes away that thought. I know, he says pissed off. You will leave me too. Be sure of that, Viggo growls. I told you for so many times that I want her. I need her and you need her too. It is not about having a pup with her. It is about what she represents in our life. And with that he backs off. Because in this state, he can't fight with his human side. Alpha, one of the warriors said as he approached them. We've searched for them, and it is strange because they left 10 minutes ago, and yet there is no trace of them. It's like they vanished into thin air. Impossible, Mason growled. Do I need to punish you to do your job? After they entered our territory, tricking all the guards, now you are telling me that they left the area without anyone noticing? Why are you warriors if you can't do your job? Tristan gives the warrior a threatening look and commands him. Your beta is right. How is that they reached the pack house without the patrols to detect them? They must use magic or some potions, Alpha. There is no trace of them, I swear to you. And feeling that the situation escalates, Nico says. He is right, Tristan. I was in the pack house and I had no idea about what is going on outside. It's not their fault, so instead looking for who's guilty is we would better try to find her. But as he said that, Rose appeared, completely pale and still trembling from the shock of being attacked so suddenly. She looked at Tristan, ignoring Nico, and asked him, Find who? She looked around and realizing that Zoey was nowhere to be seen, she asked with a broken voice, Brother, where is Zoey? Look, Rose. Nico started, but she motioned to him to shut up. I asked my brother, not you. Where is Zoey? There was silence, and Tristan's face was blank as he was trying to process everything that happened. Damn it! He cursed and grabbed the bridge of his nose, thinking about what he should do. It's not only about him right now. Rose's question made him realize that if he won't find Zoey, Nana will die for sure. That woman has devoted her life to Zoey. Check all the surveillance in the area. Tristan commanded as he made his mind. He will bring Zoey back. For Nana, for Rose, for Vigo, and for everyone who cares that she is his fated mate. He will bring her back. And you, Mason, Tristan said, pissed off. One more word about letting her go, and I am killing you. As my friend, I need your support, not your bad advices that no one asked for. Hearing him, Mason's face became darkened, but he suppressed his emotions and just nodded, leaving with the warriors to lead them and search for Zoey. What the hell should I do? Tristan asked himself as he ran in the woods to search for Zoey by himself. Mindlink her, Vigo tells him. I tried and the mindlink is blocked, as you already know, Tristan said, because from the moment Zoey was taken, he tried to reach her through their mindlink, but she didn't answer. Well, I don't care, Vigo snapped. Try until she answers. She was fainted. When she recovers, I need to know that she is assured that we are looking for her. It's been 2 hours, man, Tristan says, defeated, as he reached the southern border of his pack. From there starts the human territory. It's a coastal area where his werewolves are going rarely, hating the salted air from the ocean as it is affecting their sense of smell. The scenery is divine, but they can't breathe there. We can't give up, man, Vigo tells him. I want her back, and I want her back today. I need to make sure that she is safe at least. Well, Tristan is already panicked, and even if he doesn't want to admit he wants her back too, so he makes a last attempt to mindlink her. If she is too far from where he is, he won't reach her. But there's no harm in trying, is it? Zoey, are you hearing me? He asks without losing a second, and his heart was beating faster and faster. It's like all he needs right now is to hear her voice. It's fine even if she scolds him, but he needs to hear her voice. He will know if she is fine or not just hearing her voice. She is alive, that's sure, because he didn't feel the bond being damaged. Damn it! Vigo cursed and started to grieve. But right when they thought that everything is lost, a soft voice echoed in their heads. Alpha? Zoey's POV. Wake up. Someone's voice traveled through my ears, and I have no idea who's talking. I never heard that voice before. She is still knocked out, another voice said, a little bit worried. Boss will kill us if she suffers anything. He told us to keep her alive. I feel a cold hand taking my temperature as if someone is touching my forehead, and the moment he touches my skin, I feel like puking. Damn it, it's a rogue. Make her open her eyes. The first man I heard talking said, and within seconds later I am doused in freezing water. Oh, my goddess! I scream out loud as the cold water is like a knife cutting through my skin. What the hell is wrong with you? I ask and try to release myself, but I realize that those jerks tied me up by the bedpost, and this is when I freaked up. I was sure that she was pretending, the rogue says. The wolfsbane was in a small dose. But I ignore his remark, and looking around, I realize that I have no idea where I am. Tilly? I whisper, but she is not answering me, so I look at the men in front of me and ask them, why am I here? They stare at each other and start to laugh. I asked you something. I almost growl at them. I said almost because I feel like shit, and most probably is because of the wolfsbane in my system. Why am I here? I asked, the other said, and I saw him bending in my direction. He just laughed at me as he whispered in my ear. I would like to kill you, he confessed, changing his mood and becoming gloomy. To cut you in pieces because a few weeks ago you killed my friends in the woods. But business is business, and it looks like our boss wants you for himself. So we will stay here and wait for him to come and take you. Who's your boss? I ask him directly without losing a second, because this is not right at all. Who the hell would want me? Me, the most hated person in my pack? It must be someone I know, but who is it? Wouldn't you like to know? He mocked me, but I was not in the mood to be mocked, and lifting one of my legs, I hit his head and caught him between my knees, making him suffocate. I may be weak right now, but that won't stop me. I will never submit in front of some rogues. I command you to tell me who sent you. And before I could add another word, his comrade hits me hard, making me feel dizzy. I moan in pain, and even if my plan was to kill that rogue, my legs betrayed me and I let him go. You are so damned lucky, the rogue growls at me. But when our boss gets sick of you, I will make you pay. And supported by the other rogue, they left the room where I was captive, leaving me alone. Where the hell am I? Tilly, I call her again, as I start to pull the ropes around my wrists to escape, but it is in vain. I need my wolf to succeed. Damn it, Tilly. I curse her. This is not the moment to disappear, and right when I was ready to curse her again, I heard a damned distant voice like an echo. Zoey, are you hearing me? I stopped in my tracks for a second. I must be wrong. It sounds a lot like Tristan's voice, but it can't be. Zoey, the voice echoed in my ears ago, this time more clear. It is Tristan's voice. I would recognize his voice anywhere, is the voice that makes me happy and sick at the same time. Maybe he is the boss the rogues were talking about. He can't be. Tilly! I scream in happiness, and if she would be in front of me, I would hug her. But Tristan stops me as he is trying to mind-link me again. Zoey, are you hearing me? It's really him. He must be somewhere close to where I am. Werewolves can't mind-link from distances longer than 5 kilometers, no matter what people say. We are not walkie-talkie stations, we are just werewolves. I compose myself for a second, because this stupid happiness, I know that it will be ruined in the next second, and the only thing it came in my mind as an answer was, Alpha? And here comes the silence. Tell me where you are, he commanded me in a bossy voice that made me think that maybe he is mad at me. Maybe being with their rogues, it would be a better idea than returning with him in Crescent Moon Pack. I don't know. I say a little bit taken aback, and I start to force the robes again, hoping that at least I will free one hand. Just look around and tell me what you see. I don't know is not an answer. He tells me as if I am 5 and I should listen to him. Well, I would fulfill your wish with the greatest pleasure, but it is impossible for me to do so by being tied up. I said, pissed off, and cursed him in my heart. Why the hell is he looking for me if all he knows is to make me feel like shit? But before I could curse him to death, he says in a more calm and almost worried voice, just look around you and tell me what you see, anything. If you can't see anything from where you are, just close your eyes and tell me what you hear, how it smells around you. Why didn't I think about this? Immediately I close my eyes and focus around me. Zoey, did you just hear? But I cut him. Shut up, please. And I realize that I just mocked the almighty Alpha of my ass. I try to focus Alpha, and I can't while you are yelling in my mind. I was expecting him to growl at me, but instead he remained silent. I am telling him, seagulls. Why the hell am I hearing seagulls? What else? He asks me, making me remain focused. I don't know, and I really don't know what I hear. Anything that sounds strange, it doesn't matter that you don't recognize the sound. Just describe it to me. Why is he so eager to find my location? Didn't he say that I am nothing for him? Why is he so focused? But he is right, and you know what? I would better suffer in the Crescent Moon Pack than being slaughtered by rogues. All my efforts would be in vain, and Nana would die of a heart stroke because of me. So I submit to Tristan and explain to him. It's like I am right on the shore. I don't know, but I hear something like waves hitting the stones. It's like the waves are hitting the walls of this building where I am captive. Are you moving? He asks me, and this time I swear that he sounded worried. No, I am not on a boat if this is what you are suggesting. Where the hell am I? Alpha? I whisper, but there is no answer. He must have gotten away from where I am, and despair grabbed me. I'm going to die here. I can hear the rogues coming again as the stairs are squeaking under their feet. No, this can't be the end. I felt tears leaving my eyes, and my face became wet. My entire existence on this earth was for nothing. Why, Goddess? Why did you allow me to be a part of this world? Did you need someone to mock and you chose me? The rogues are getting closer and closer. They are just behind the door. That's it. I am doomed. The doorknob is pressed, and the rogues come inside with an enraged face. Who are you mind-linking? One of them growls at me. How the hell do they know that? And before I could say something, I was pinned to the bed and slapped. We asked you something. The other rogue growled at me and stuck his claws in my arm. Do you have a death wish? The pain is excruciating. I am sick of being hurt. I am sick of this bullying wherever I go, so I try to fight, but what can I do from my position? The first rogue is strangling me, and the room starts to spin around me. I know that this is the end because I started to lose my focus. Everything becomes blurry, but right when I thought that this is the end, I hear that beautiful, strong male voice whispering to me, I am coming after you. I know where you are. Author's POV. Tristan looked around, and the moment Zoey told him about waves hitting the stones and the walls of the building where she was captive, he realized that there is only one building around this area, the old lighthouse. It was very close to where he was, and also the lighthouse was abandoned over a century ago, so it was the most obvious place for hiding someone. He transformed into wolf form and let Viggo drive him there. It took him 5 minutes, the longest 5 minutes of his life. She is at the old lighthouse, he mind-linked Mason and Nico. Bring the warriors here, because I don't know how many rogues are here. What the hell are you talking about? Nico asked in shock. We are in the other direction. We will get you in 2 hours, man. We have no chance to find you in time. Just wait for us, Mason continued. I can't wait for 2 hours. And making up his mind, Tristan said, I'm going after her. Just be here in 2 hours. Man, don't risk anything, Mason said, scared. She may be your Luna, but she is not marked, and the pack is more important. Mason is right, Tristan thought for himself, but at the same time, beyond the bondmate, Zoey was still a pack member, and he was still her alpha. So it doesn't matter. He will save her. He jumped through the front door, and transforming in human form, he ran inside the lighthouse searching for Zoey. Who were you mind-linking? He heard someone growling, and even the salt air was confusing him. He felt a soft scent of magnolia and cinnamon. Zoey was here. There was no doubt. Kill the bitch, man, he heard someone saying. We will tell the boss that she tried to run and she fell from heights. This bitch will take us to perdition. Kill her before it is too late. Now, Viggo, Tristan commanded his wolf, and elongating his claws, he kicked the door from where he felt Zoey's presence. His heart was racing, and there was nothing in front of his eyes but Zoey's body full of blood. Don't touch her. And that was not a command, but a cry of despair. The rogues were astonished, and before they could react, they were dead. Tristan kneeled near Zoey's body and pulled her in his arms, checking her body. She was so slim and weak right now that he was scared for real. She's going to die. No, she won't, Viggo said. It's only her arm that is wounded. I think that they gave her wolfsbane. Just sniff her wound. Her blood smells like that. Calming down, Tristan realized that Viggo was right, but having wolfsbane in her system was not making things easier for Zoey, so lifting her from that bed, he walked outside the lighthouse, holding her in his arms in bridal style. Her head was leaning on his chest, and seeing her like this made Tristan's heart confused. Right now, right here in the middle of nowhere, his heart is longing for her. Right here where no one sees him, where his own rules look like they are not applying the same way, he wants her. This little woman would be perfect if she wouldn't be Zoey Carter. She is perfect exactly because she is Zoey Carter, Viggo told him. Any other woman would be boring, but she is smart and strong, and she is able to kick our asses in 1 second. Looking around, Tristan wasn't sure if he should wait for Mason and Nico to come, or if he should return to the packhouse's area. What if there are other rogues in the area? Those jerks were talking about their boss, and he wasn't with them, so this place was not safe at all. He looked around and saw a fishing boat floating close to the packhouse. This could work, he thought. No one will take our trace while we are far enough from the shore. At the same time, I will be able to mind-link the boys. And without thinking again, he placed Zoey inside the boat and he sailed offshore until the lighthouse couldn't be shone. This could work, he said, and stopping the boat, he looked around. 2 hours. We need to stay here for 2 hours, and then we will be fine, he told himself again. Why don't you look for a medical kit, man? Viggo asked. I don't like that wound from her arm. She will heal with difficulty because of the wolfsbane. Just help her. Inside the boat there was not much. A little cabin with a bed for 2 was below the deck. Also, there was a little kitchen and a toilet. There was no trace of food on the boat, and the only medical kit Tristan found was expired for 10 years. Damn it, he cursed, but having no other option, he took the bandages and wrapped it around Zoey's arm, stopping the bleeding. Touching her was like a fireworks show. Everywhere there were tinglings and sparks, and he was addicted to this blissful sensation. If you weren't who you are, he whispered, thinking that no one could hear him. Zoe's heart bleeded because in the last few minutes she was awake, but she didn't dare to open her eyes. "But I am," she answered back and pulled herself from Tristan's arms. "I am still Zoey Carter, you enemy," and she started to inspect her arm. "You did this?" she asked, pointing to her bandages. "You were bleeding." And before Tristan could add something else, Zoe whispered, "Thank you, Alpha Mayor." Alpha Mayor, why does this sound so wrong? She wrapped her arms around her slim body, and the temperature was lower than on the shore as the sea breeze and the gentle waves were making her feel cold. "Is someone coming for us?" she asked as she turned her face in Tristan's direction just to see him staring at her. "I am still Zoey Carter, your enemy," she said, and he was pissed off with that statement. She is not his enemy. She is not right for him, that's all. "Alpha?" "Alpha again, and what are you expecting?" Vigo asks. "To call you darling, or what?" Yeah, what was he expecting? "Mason and Nico are on the way. I am waiting for their signal to return to the shore. There may be rogues around, so we are not safe." And thinking about what the rogues said, he changed his mood and asked Zoe, "Why were they after you?" "I have no idea," she said sincerely. "It looks like their boss is interested in me, but I have no idea why." And staring at him, she couldn't help but ask herself, "Why is Tristan here?" "He can't have you," he said as if it was the most normal thing. "Why?" Zoe asked, confused. "Isn't that what you want?" "What I want is an heir." And Tristan was pissed off again with her attitude and turned around, but the moment he did it, he heard Zoe moaning in pain. What happened? And he was damned worried. She was wounded or what? "It's only a cramp." Zoe whispered and closed her eyes as she felt the same sensation in her lower abdomen. "Oh my goddess!" Zoe screams as the pain surges through her entire body this time. What is happening to her? She asked herself. Tristan stares at her and sees that he is panicked, but the next moment his eyes start to glow. His face becomes pale and he sniffs the air. "Shit, we need to return to shore. I can't be here with you." He almost screamed and jumped to start the boat again, but the boat doesn't start. "Fuck me. There is no fuel. Are you kidding me? This can't be real." He growls and punches the wheel of that boat. "It's an old boat," Zoe whispered and leaned on the floor of the bed, and she realized that the pain started to become unbearable. "I am shocked that we arrived here and we didn't sink in the middle of the sea." And while she said that, she realized why Tristan was so scared. It's the heat. She stopped taking the pills so she would get pregnant, and it has been more than 2 weeks since she stopped. It's her first heat cycle, and she has no idea when it will come. This is the worst timing ever. She and Tristan are in the middle of the sea. She crawled into the other side of the boat, searching for something, for a place to hide, but there was nothing. "I am so sorry," she whispered, and she bursted in tears. "I didn't plan this," she said, looking into Tristan's eyes. He was at his limit. Her scent was so damn strong, and all he wanted was take her, and this was only the beginning. From here, he can't mind-link the boys if they are not on the shore, and with Zoe in heat, that is a big no. No one can have her, not under his nose. Seeing that Zoe was crawling back, he got pissed off. He wants her and she is hiding. She is in pain, and her pain is affecting him too, but how should he act? So thinking that maybe he could make her relax a little bit, he came close to her. He ignored all his previous feelings about her. Right here in front of him was his mate, emanating the most perfect scent he ever felt. He lifted her from the floor, shocking her, and carried her in the little cabin under the deck. He placed her in the middle of that old bed and placed his hands over her abdomen. "What is going on, Tilly?" Zoe asked, crying in silence, but Tilly was screaming in her mind to be with Tristan. "How is it?" Tristan asked, trying to suppress the pull to take her, as he caressed her tummy. "It hurts," and tears started to run down Zoe's face. "I had no idea that it hurt like this," and staring into Tristan's blue eyes, she said, "I am so sorry," but Tristan lifted his hand and caressed her lips with the tip of his fingers, and he said, "It's not your fault." "Please mate with Tristan," Tilly cried. "It hurts, Zoe. I need to escape from this pain." Zoe whimpers, and before she knew it, she was in Tristan's lap. He was holding her tight as Vigo took control. "Tristan," she whispered, "this is not right. What are you doing?" Tristan said nothing. He just let Vigo fulfill his most hidden desire as he said, "It doesn't matter. We were intending to have a pup. Let's make that baby now." The sun's rays were falling over Zoe's face, while the waves were swaying the old boat when she opened her eyes slowly. It's been 3 days since the heat started, and now it finally looks like it stopped. She turned her head lightly and looked at Tristan as he was sleeping soundly. The man was a beast. If at the beginning he seemed to be gentle, with every new heat wave he took her harder and harder, being lost in her. On his behalf, Tristan has no idea how he survived in the last year without tasting her, but she was everything he dreamed about. She responded to his touch and let him have her the way he liked it. And when the heat was finally off, he almost fainted exhausted from the most perfect sex of his life. She watched him, and trying not to wake him up, she pulled the bedsheets over her weak, naked body. She is starved, as they didn't eat in the last days, but only made love. This heat issue is pure madness. It's like she lost her mind, but now she is fine again, and there is only one question in her mind. How the hell will she survive from now on? This was not a part of their deal. "I think that I love him," Tilly whispered, making Zoe's heart bleed. "You shouldn't." That's the only thing that Zoe was able to say. "But he is our mate, Zoe, and we made love. He helped us with the heat." Helped us? And now Zoe had a little and killed her own wolf. We were his prey, Tilly. And she got out of the bed, having no idea how to deal with Tristan when he will woke up and the things will come back to normal. "Just look at my body," Zoe said, and pointed to her bruising and love bites. "It was only a carnal need. It was his wolf who lost control, just the way you did it with me." "And you like it," Tilly growled back. "I did," and Zoe's eyes filled with tears. She grabbed Tristan's shirt and covered herself and exited the cabin, going up to the deck. From where they are, they should have been able to mind-link to the shore, if anyone was looking for them. But no one came in the last 3 days, as if they missed their location. She just stared in the direction of the lighthouse direction, and her heart was heavy. "Please, goddess," Zoe whispered. "I don't want to be pregnant." And before she could add something else, she heard Tristan from behind. "What are you doing here? It's cold outside." And he walked on the deck, looking in the same direction with Zoe. "Do you think that they will ever find us?" Zoe whispered, and the thought of dying in the middle of the sea and spending her last days with Tristan was killing her heart. "Huh?" And Tristan stared at her, unable to understand what she was talking about. "It's been 3 days and yet no one has found us. We have no food and soon." But Tristan started to laugh. "My men have been waiting for us on the shore since the first day." And he said that just like that, gave Zoe a strange look. She looked at Tristan and then in the direction of the shore, and her face became pale. "You were in heat. I couldn't let them fight because of you, so I sacrificed myself and solved the problem." Tristan mocked her and mind-linked Mason and Nico to come after them. "You sacrificed yourself?" Zoe asked, perplexed. What he said sounds like he was in a deep pain to sleep with her. "Are you kidding me?" She growled at him, and she never felt more humiliated before. No matter what Tristan did in the past, nothing compares with this. Even Tilly is having a breakdown right now. "Don't flatter yourself with what happened here. It's just circumstantial facts." And he motioned her to move from where she was. "Go inside and dress yourself. You look like a whore wearing only my shirt." And his tone was harsh, making Zoe's heart bleed again. She was not stupid. She knew that he mated with her only because of the heat, because that was impossible to resist between the mates. But the way he talked right now was from another story. He hates her. He looked disgusted by her. "You never cease to amaze me," Zoe told him, staring directly into his eyes. "When I am thinking that you can't act more slowly, you prove me wrong." And pushing him away, she starts to walk away from him, but she stops for a second, and without looking at him, she says, "This was a mistake," she said with calm. "The first heat takes you by surprise, but from now on I will not force you to face such a burden, alpha mare." "Explain to her, jerk," Vigo growled at Tristan, but it was too late as Zoe disappeared and closed the door of the cabin behind her. "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Vigo cursed him. "You enjoyed every single moment with her. Why did you hurt my mate?" Tristan's heart was pounding into his chest. Did he enjoy his time with Zoey? Hell yes. But that's another story. She can't think that I will accept her only because we mated. And he saw Mason pulling a high-speed boat close to their old boat. Whoever is after her is still there outside, and I have no idea what is going on. Having her around me will not help me focus, so the plan is still the same. I want a pup from her. And he bent a little and gave Nico his hand and helped him come on the boat. Where is Zoey? Nico asked, looking around, but Tristan just pointed to the cabin. So you two made it? And now Nico's face was damned happy. I could call her my Luna from now on? What the hell are you talking about? Mason asked as he appeared from behind and staring at Tristan. He was perplexed. Tristan was half naked, wearing only his jeans and all his back, his shoulders, and his neck was full of scratches and love bites. It wasn't only him who went crazy during the heat, but Zoey too. Did you have a fight with a wild cat or what? Mason asks him, mocking him, but Tristan just signaled him to shut up because memories from the last few days started to appear in his mind, and suddenly he feels upset for leaving this boat, but he composes himself and looking at Mason, he asks, Did you find anything about the attackers? Who is behind Zoey's kidnapping? No. Mason answered immediately. While Nico was guarding the shore so that no one could approach your boat, I've been searching for clues as to who might be behind this. I found the rogues that came in the pack that day, but they were already killed by someone else. And the most strange thing is that it looked like a mass suicide. So we know nothing? And Tristan's fingers came in a fist as he said that. Yeah, just let's hope that this was only a one-time issue. And Mason motioned him to leave the boat. Right at the same moment, Zoey exited the cabin, and she was wearing her clothes that were stained in blood, and she was holding Tristan's shirt in her right hand. She walked past him, and without even giving him a single glance, she threw his shirt on his face and said, Dress yourself. You look like a weak man who was beaten by a woman. You people might have a revelation about how perverted you are. And she jumped directly into the high-speed boat, leaving Tristan, Mason, and Nico with their mouths wide open. What's wrong with her? Nico asks, staring at her. She might be a little thin woman, but her attitude is quite the opposite. Her mouth is as big as Burj Khalifa. Tristan almost laughs seeing her like this. He should be mad for defying him, but right now she amuses him, and motioning to Nico and Mason to follow him, he said, Let her be, she had enough in the last few days. A lot of what? Mason couldn't stop himself from asking, but Tristan never answered that question, because what Zoey had was really a lot. Lots of hopes, lots of dreams, lots of moments that will never come again in her life.